Okay, so we're going to install the ground strap onto the Alps, and the little machine screw we're going to take out is this one way up in the corner, and you need a number 1 Phillips driver for that. So just drop the ring terminal on like this. There you go.
And this is going to make sure that the ground, that the Alps knob and shaft here stay grounded, so there's no noise.
Yeah. Now you don't want to torque this on hard because it's a very small machine screw. So just do it by hand like this, and as soon as that's not moving, you're good. Now we're going to need to tin the end of this, and it's just easier to do it after we get it fastened the way we just did. I'm going to put a tiny drop of flux on here. And by now you're probably a pro at tinning, so let's bring it over here. So I'm just going to, there we go. That's perfect. Now it's going to be a little long, so it's going to go into the center of the 3 terminals. So you can just size it. So just drop it in there as soon as it cools off, and it doesn't take long to cool off. And somewhere around here we have snips. So I'm just going to take it down to its correct size. And we can go ahead, I think, and install it safely. So it's just going to sit like that. And that's it. We just snug it down.
And this is what you should have here. Nice.
Okay, so go ahead and grab your top plate assembly. One of the last things we need to do prep-wise is to cut the secondary high voltage wires and the ground wire. They're all going to get cut to the same length. So grab any kind of little ruler. Little plastic school rulers work really well, and I've actually marked it, and it's going to be about 2.5 inches, 2.5 inches, or 65 millimeters. And this is a non-critical dimension. Just get it close. The 2 blue wires are going to be the same, and the black wire will be the same. So I'm going to show you how I just align everything up, and Bob's your uncle. Okay, now we just need to strip and tin these wires, all 3 of them. And I'll show you how to do one. Now, if you're having problems stripping a really tiny wire, you can grab it, just comfortably grab it with a pair of needle nose pliers, and then Bob's your uncle. And this is a heavier wire, so I'm going to bring it back a little tiny bit. Now we're stripping just a little longer than the blue junction because it's nice to come in later on and just snip them nice and clean.
Yeah, if they're too short going into it, they can sometimes not hold correctly and can slip out. So you always want to start longer and go a little bit shorter at the end.
Yeah, and now we're only talking about
just a couple millimeters, really.
Yeah, or a 1/16 of an inch. So
we're going to twist those wires and get them tinned up, and I think you all know how to do that by now.
Yeah, so go ahead and tin them, and we'll see you back. Okay, so because I don't like to muck things up, even the back side of the top plate, notice how I put a little block under here for the tinning job, and look what I did. I had a little splatter.
Would have probably just fallen right off, but it helps to be clean and tidy.
Now, in your kit, you actually have an extra blue junction.
Assuming you haven't messed one of them up or one of them wasn't defective. But
so you can use it to size this. And so we can see now that we need to take just a little bit off. Let's check it again. And yeah, so that's pretty much perfect. Okay, go ahead and finish up and I'll see you back. Okay, now that all of the solder work is done, if you were using no clean flux, something like what I like to use on my bench, this is the Keg no clean flux, and you were using it very sparingly, you don't need to come in and clean the flux off the board. But it will age and look a little gross as it gets older. And best practice is to do a little bit of a cleanup. So to do cleanup, you're going to have to work outside in a safe area. You're going to be using solvents. So you should have on, you should definitely have on nitrile gloves, not latex gloves. Nitrile gloves will give you good chemical solvent protection. And you're going to need a selection of cotton swabs.
If you have them, yes.
If you have
cotton
them.
swabs will work just fine, but it's nice to have a selection.
Yeah, the big problem with cotton swabs is they actually have too much cotton. So you'll end up putting a lot of strands of junk on the board. The cotton swabs made for cleaning electronics are the best. And these big flat plaids are great. But, you know, whatever you've got, even a really tiny rag on a little, you know,
Poker or something, yeah.
on a poker like this will do a good job. And you're going to start with acetone. So let me repeat, this is a dangerous solvent. It has to be done outside. Any rags that you use or parts you use to do your cleanup need to be disposed in a metal garbage can outside safely. So just exercise extreme caution. So you're going to do a little bit, wherever you see a little bit of residue, you're just going to load a little bit of acetone and you're just going to do a little wipe up. And when you've done your pass, as you can see, this board's very clean and there's not a heck of a lot of cleanup to do. But when you're all done that, you're going to repeat the process. You're going to get some 99% isopropyl and you're just going to go over it again. This is not something that should take you very long, so don't make a meal out of it. And you're going to do the what's going to be the bottom of the board, and you're going to do what's going to be the top of the board. So just take your time, and yeah, look at how clean this board is. It's really, and I haven't touched it other than we had a little muck up over here, and which we had to shift a resistor that I put in the wrong spot. And I've cleaned that spot up because it was ugly. So anyways, so hop to it and then we're going to be assembling. Okay, I'm just going to show you a little wee bit. So I've got a cotton swab that's got some acetone on it. And I'm just coming along and I'm just cleaning up. There really isn't much to it. This is why when we were building, we said, be very sparing with your flux. So as soon as that gets all mucked up, just change to a fresh one and just keep working at it. You'll be done before you know it. And it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, especially if you're using no clean flux. You know, you're not going to see this board hopefully ever again. Well, you might open it up once in a while just to look at it because it is so pretty. But yeah, okay, hop to it, everyone.